Hey everyone, so this is the fifth tutorial of the massing series. In this tutorial we are going to resume modeling few more linear masses. So let's start by modeling something like this. So to model this shape, we are going to start in the front view by drawing one curve like this, and then using linear array to copy it several times in this direction, join the curves and start adjusting it and copy it here again, and creating a loft between them. So let's start. We double click in the front view to maximize the view. Let's open the grid and choose the curve. Let's draw a point here, another point here. Let's close the grid for now. Let's go to also another point here, one here, and here, and here. So now and right click to instead of enter to finish the command. So now we have our unit. We can start adjusting it a little bit. Let's close the ortho. Scaling it a little bit like this. Okay, now we will use linear array to copy it in the direction maybe 6 times. So type here 6, choose this point and this point, and here we go. Double click to minimize the view and double click in the perspective to maximize it. So now we can select everything and press Ctrl J to join, or you can join them from here. It's going to break the history because we're going to join them, but it's fine anyway, so it's okay. So now we are going to delete this point because this point right now is a kink. So for example, if I moved it like this, as you can see, the curvature is changing dramatically, not smoothly like this, because it is a kink. So we are going to remove all these points in the middle. So hold shift to be able to select multi points at the same time. Select this one, this one, this one, and this one. Then press delete. So we don't have any kinks in this curve. So select it and choose copy. Open the ortho and copy it again here, maybe 10 meters. Now make sure that the record history is on, and let's create a loft, type loft, or you can select it from here. Here it is. Create a loft between these two curves. And when creating the loft, make sure to select the same end. For example, if I type loft and select this end and then selected this end, as you can see, it's going to create this kind of weird surface. So it's very important when creating the loft to select the curves from the same side. So select this one. I pressed the right click to bring the command again. So select this curve from here and this curve from here, and right click instead of enter. Press OK. As you can see, we create our surface. So now we want to start adjusting our design. So I'm going to select this surface and type lock, or from the visibility you can click on this icon. So now I can select the curve and start adjusting it. Oh, okay. Since when we copy this curve, we were recording history, so when we changed this one has it changed too. But we want to break the history, so I'm going just to change this like this. So the history has been broken. It's fine, because I don't want this curve to be the same as this one. So now we can start adjusting the curve to match our design. I will select everything and press F10 to open all the control points, and start adjusting the control points to match our design requirements. I will speed this part up. Okay, after we finalize the design, we can unlock everything. We can keep this one if in case we wanted to do any more adjustment, and copy this one like this. And to add thickness to it, we can use offset surface. You can click on the surface to reverse the offset direction, and maybe a thickness 0.5 meter, and here we go to have this kind of thickness. Okay, now I want to show you, I will delete this for now, and I want to show you how to create the wall. So for example, if we look in this photo, you will see that there is a flat wall here. So to be able to create this flat wall or this surface, we will need to extract a curve from this surface. So to do it, we will go to the front view in the top, and there is a command called section. You can use it to extract or take a section on the surface. For example, here, we can use this curve to create a surface, for example, here. But anyway, I will delete this for now. So let's create it again. Double click to minimize the view, go to the top view and double click to maximize. Type section, select the surface, right click or press enter. Then open the ortho and make sure that the section line is intersecting through the whole object in all the line. So I will press exit to create it again, select the object, right click to bring the command again or type section. And maybe here like this, okay. Here we go. Let's create another one here. So we have let's isolate these two curves. So press on this icon, the visibility. So now we can draw a line here like this and another line here like this. Select this curve and this line and go choose surface from planar curves. There is a self intersection. It's fine anyway. Surface intersection maybe because we're here. So we have our surface. Let's do it here again. Select these curves and choose surface from planar curves. And here we go. Let's show objects. And now we can copy everything except the curves. So we can select curves, select all the curves in the view and press Ctrl H to hide. Select all the surfaces, hold Alt and move using the gumball to copy. Now we can add thickness to this surface, so type offset surface, or we can select it from here. Click on the surface to reverse the offset direction and make sure that the solid option is set to yes, and let's set the thickness maybe 0.25. And there is another options here in the, we can make the corner sharp and make sure it's solid and lose no. Anyway, and right click, then select the object and go to the properties and hide isocurves. And here we go. Okay, I want to show you the different options in the offset surface command very fast. So for example, if we have a poly surface like this, it's a Ctrl Shift and delete one of the faces. If we come here and type offset surface and choose the corner to round and delete input to yes, no, set delete input to no, and right click. As you can see, the corners between the surfaces in this poly surface are round. We select this poly surface and hold Alt to copy. Now if we select the object and type offset surface and set the corner to sharp, as you can see we have these sharp corners. So this is the difference between the sharp and the round corners. Also, if we select it, if we have a surface like this, hold Alt to copy. If we type offset surface and to choose loose, let's reverse it and leave input to no. As you can see, we have the offsetted surface is less complicated than this one. If we choose isocurve, it has less control points, but it is not accurate. As you can see here, the distance is not the same like all the others. As you can see, if we hold Alt and copy this one and select it and type offset surface, let's reverse the direction and set the loose to no. As you can see, the surface is more complicated, but it is more accurate.
Okay, now let's try to model this building. So basically, to model this building, we will need to draw these curves, and after that we are going to extrude them. But to create these curves, we don't have to create them one by one. We can just draw this curve, and then use a command called a tween curve that's going to create another curves in between. Let me show you what tween curves does. Let's hide this object. Let's select all of them and press Ctrl H. So if we have, let's close also. If we have a curve like this and maybe another curve here, and we want to create curves in between, we can type tween curves, select this curve, and you can specify the number of the tween curves, maybe 10 or 2 or 1. So what tween curves does is it's like creating a lot of lines, divide this line and creates a lot of another line like this, and dividing these lines and connecting the lines together to create this soft transition between this curve and this line. So this is mainly the new tool, the new command that we are going to use to create the curves of the roof. So let's delete this for now. Double click to minimize the view, double click to maximize the front view. Let's open the grid. Let's assume that the building height maybe 4 meters here, and let's move here like maybe 8 or 10 meters, and move here maybe 5 meters. So let's draw the first curve. Let's close the grid. Draw a point here, another point here. Okay, no. Okay, I will do a first point here, second point here, here. These 4 points we are going to fix these 4 points in both curves, and only the change that we are going to do are going to be in this second 3 points. So these 3 points are going to be fixed when we will copy this curve. So we can select all these curves, double click on the gumball to move it here maybe, and maybe scaling them like this. We can move this handle by double click on it like this to have a wider range to scale. Okay, now let's move it down a little bit and start adjusting the curves a little bit. Okay, now we can double click here, double click to the perspective and select this curve, choose copy, and copy, type F8 to open the ortho, and maybe 10 meters, and left click. Then we are going to create a tween curve between these two curves. Make sure that record history is on, type tween curves, select this one and this one, and choose 3. So these are our curves. But now all of them are the same, so we are going to start editing this. Let's select all these points. We can lock these curves for now, so select them and type lock. Select these 3 curves, double click to move the gumball, and start scaling it up a little bit. It broke the history of the copy command, so it's fine anyway. As you can see, it created this smooth transition. So if we came in the front view, you will see that these 2 curves are the same in this part, because these 4 points are coincidence, and they have to be 4 points. And know where exactly they are coincidence. They are coincidence if we open the curve edit point. They are coincidence in these 3 points exactly. So we can start adjusting these 2 curves only based on our design, instead of adjusting the whole 5 curves. Okay, after we adjust the curves based on our design, we can unlock everything, and we will need to copy this curve, so we can go to the top view, or we can go to the front view and maybe draw a reference line here, maybe 3 meter, so type 3, and then click, then left click, select everything and type mirror. I will delete these twin curves and break the history of these two objects, because we are going to make them in a different way. They are not going just to be exactly the same like this. And now I will create twin curve between them. This one, and choose 3. Lock these 3 curves. Select this object and type F10. Let's scale it from here. Double click. And start scaling them. Okay, after we finish adjusting the curves, just while adjusting the curve, keep in mind to keep these four points the same in these two curves, to make sure that all of them are going to be coincidence in this part. Okay, after we finish all of this, we can start extruding the curves. We can unlock everything, type unlock, select all the curves, and since this distance is 10 and it is divided into 4 parts, so this distance is 2.5, so we can extrude them by 2.5. And now I'm going to use the extrude command. I'm not going to use a Gamble, let's just use extrude surface and choose delete input to no. Make sure it is delete input is set to no, and extrude them like this. Then we can hold Control Shift to select these faces and type set point to Z. Get break the history of the extrude command, it's fine anyway. Select all these objects and create polyunion. Okay, polyunion failed. Polyunion failed because it is open. Polysurface is not closed, so we have to cap all of them. So select all this polysurface and type cap. Now let's create polyunion. Spell 2. Okay, it is still open polysurface. Let's analyze it using this tool. As you can see, it is still open from here. So the problem here, because when I use the extrude command, I didn't choose make solid. So I will delete all of this and select this surface again. Type extrude surface. Make sure solid is on. Delete input is no. Extrude it. Control Shift. Set point to Z. Then left click. Okay. Select everything. create Boolean. Let's hide either curves. Now let's create, let's lock this for now. And now let's select this object and create offset surface. Offset surface. Let's make sure that all of them are offset to the outside. Make it 0.4 maybe, and make sure solid is yes, and delete input, set it to no. There we go. Now I'm going to trim part from this mass, so unlock. Let's select these two objects, isolate them. Okay, now we want to trim some parts from this shape, so we are going to use Boolean intersection for this. So open the project so it don't snap to any point in the 3D, and choose 3-point rectangle. Let's draw maybe a rectangle, something like. Press tab to fix the movement in this direction. To fix the movement in this direction and snap to this point. Let's draw another rectangle here. Right click to bring the command again and choose this point, and here type tab. Type tab again to fix the movement in this direction and snap to this point. Now let's offset 5.5 and this one to offset 5.5. Delete this curve and delete this curve. Select these two curves, double click here to minimize the view, and double click in the perspective to maximize the view. Extrude it in this direction and hold shift to extrude in both directions to make sure it will intersect the object in all faces. Now make sure that we are going to create Boolean intersection, so we need to make sure that every objects are closed poly surface. So this is closed poly surface, this is 2, and this. This is still an open poly surface, so let's isolate it, or let's hold Alt and copy it here to solve the problem. So let's analyze it, choose edge analysis tool. So as you can see, there is no naked edges. However, there is a non-manifold edges. So basically, to understand what is non-manifold edges, we can come here in the help tab and see. A non-manifold edge is the edge in which more than 2 surfaces meets. So for example, here there is 1, 2, and 3 faces, and they all meets in this single edge surface. So this is called a non-manifold edges. So to fix it, let's exclude all the object and select this face. As you can see, these faces are trimmed, but this one, it is continuous. This is why it made this problem. So to fix it, we are going to trim it using this surface. So select the cutting object and let's open the ghost mode and select the surface. Now select everything and press Ctrl J to join, or join them from here, and select. So okay, all of these are joined together, but this is still not joined. So select this one and type Ctrl J again. Delete this surface. As you can see, now it is closed poly surface. So switch back to shaded mode. Delete this open poly surface. Select this one. Move. Close the project and move it in position. So now let's create Boolean intersection. Choose delete input to yes. Select this one. Right click here, and here we go. Right click to bring the command again. Select the first set of surfaces and right click. So that's it. Okay, let's now answer some of your questions. So basically, there was a comment on this previous video.
So the comment was about this building, and the question is, if we created a Boolean union between these four shapes, is the connection between the four roofs going to be smooth, or is there going to be some steps? So actually, you can have both. So based on the previous model in the previous video, there is going to be some small steps. However, a small step like this is not practical for construction. So design-wise, it is either you eliminate it or you emphasize it. So for example here, if we want to keep these steps, you might need to increase the slope more so that so it become more emphasized, not just a very small connections like this. And now I will show you how to eliminate it completely. So to eliminate it, we can come to the front view. Let's stay in the shaded mode. To be able to eliminate it, the slope of the roof should match the same height difference. These lines, as you can see, let's open the project and draw a reference line like this, connecting the four roofs together. To eliminate it, we can adjust the slope of the roof. Let's type move and press tab to fix the movement in this direction, and snap it until it intersects with the lines that we just drew. So now we have a plane here. We can double click in the front to minimize and double click here. Now if we switch to the render without even creating the Boolean union, let's switch to architect, you will see that they are all connected in one plane. So now if we select all these surfaces and hold Alt to copy, extrude them, okay, it breaks the history, it's fine. Now hold Ctrl Shift to select the faces here, set point, set it to Z, and open the project to snap to the 0. Now select everything, choose Boolean union, and hide ISO curves. Now this is a planar, this is actually a planar surface, so we can use merge all coplanar faces. As you can see, now it is a single face, and this was simply by adjusting the roofs, this roof slope to be the same as the height difference between them. So that's it. This was the answer for the requested question. If anyone have any questions about this tutorial or any of the previous tutorial, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and see you later.